Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, gamers who are returning to the Borderlands franchise, or people who are still stuck in purgatory playing Borderlands 2, because it is definitively the best Borderlands. Let's be honest here. Randy Pitchford, the pedophile himself, the predator, if you will, of the gaming community. Hey, we still don't know where that USB drive went, but, you know, he prays every day it doesn't get found. I tell you what. So, there's been some interesting developments. A little bit of a dead week for me personally, so I decided to go through this, get some low-hanging fruit out of there. If you're caught out of the loop, basically Borderlands 4, with all of its trailers, looked like it was made by DEI hires. Like the playable characters, everything just looking very generic. And whoa, swimming's back, guys. Or I guess swimming's here in the big 2025. That was the big reveal on their first reveal trailer, and then their subsequent trailers have substantially improved the quality, I'll be honest. Open world looks great. Playable characters look playable, you know, this time. Doesn't just look like DEI hires, at least if you get some cosmetics. Some of the names, some of the backgrounds, a little generic. Humor looks very new Tales of the Borderlands-esque, if you will. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, it just basically means it's shit. It's Borderlands 3, the cringe humor.
Everyone all right?
Aye, but how did you, like, phase lock the entire moon? Wow.
Is back in action. And, yeah, game's been kinda, it started plummeting, now it's gone up a little bit, and now we're back down to the bottom, baby. Hey, every time we take 2 steps ahead as the Borderlands fans, you know, Randy wants to take 4 steps backwards, alright? That's how it goes. So the packs did happen. I did mention this in one of my previous videos I made on the Borderlands situation. A little bit of rants, concerns, and everything going on. But this is different, alright? This is different. So, I did mention this, but this is just like, well, we'll go through it, you know? There's a few things I want to discuss, but this is the main one. The price tag of Borderlands 4 has been a hot topic as of recent, and with tariffs going up, increasing the tariffs for the LEGO community, RIP for the boys, also just, you know, increasing the price of fucking everything, Nintendo making a new game standard or new price standard for their games, having, I think, it based on the level of development put into the game. So Donkey Kong will be $80, Mario Kart World's $120. I don't think those are the official price tags, but that's kind of like one game that received a lot less effort is getting a smaller price tag than the game that's put a lot more effort into. You know, GTA 6, that'll probably be 100 USD. That type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, there's a big shift going on in terms of the gaming landscape. I am a little bit of a gamer. I do dabble in my video games, but Randy's not setting the tone very well with Borderlands 4 having this new standard, when this isn't like Gearbox releasing 3 titles a year of Borderlands. This is Gearbox releasing 1 Borderlands game every, what, 4 years? 3 years? I know we had the new Tales of the Borderlands not too long ago, I think, but even then, that was shit, and that's nowhere near the level of effort that's put into the other games. But, yeah, so let's just get into the clip, you know, of Randy Pitchford talking about his game.
Randy, I got a tough one for you here.
Oh, you got a spicy one for me?
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Why is it always me that has to do the spicy ones? All right.
What would the game's price be? That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
To be fair, okay, this is a WQ&A, all right? They had some real hard questions. Randy did not answer properly, okay, to keep the shareholders happy, but let's just continue and see what happens.
Really now? I'll tell you the truth. I don't know.
Are we being serious, Randy? You don't know? You don't know? I get it. I think the game, like, has to talk with the publishers and everything and the people that own them, which is Take-Two Interactive, if I'm not mistaken. And they're known for a little bit of their greedy sort of, TOS sort of situation going on, which is another thing I wanted to discuss. But yeah, this is just like, brother, come on. If you're asked that question, you either just say, no official price tag yet, and then move on, But as Randy kind of starts digging, he's about to dig his own hole here.
That is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got the on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people want to, or the people that make the
competitive marketplace? A competitive marketplace? You're like one of the only looter shooters releasing this year, but probably for the next couple of years. I mean, the looter shooter market is not fucking booming right now, let me tell you, alright? We got Destiny 2, we got Warframe, and we got Borderlands. Everything outside of that has like a much smaller community. There's probably some niches that you could fit like looter shooter into there, but as a game, franchise, sort of looter shooter genre, those are the big three. Borderlands, Destiny, Warframe. I can't really think of any others, and yeah, there might be some light issues going on in the back right there. Hey, the Lord has spoken to me, therefore I must make my message clear in this video. But yeah, let's move on.
those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful.
I mean, this is just, normal jargon, okay?
About people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and like, it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands.
Guys, it's getting so fucking gnarly, bro. It's getting gnarly out there, dude. It's getting fucking gnarly out there, dude. The prices, the tariffs, dude. It's getting so fucking crazy out there, dude. It's getting wild. This is just, Randy, what are we doing? Like, this is how to dig your own hole 101 here, in business class or politician class, whatever fucking class, where you're like a public speaker. This is the showcase they do whenever there's an example of how to dig your own hole in a conversation. Like, brother, if you genuinely, okay, two worlds. One, he knows the price is gonna be 100 USD, which is my prediction. Some people, we'll get into it. Some people are concerned it might be 80 USD. Frankly, that'd be lucky. Okay, I'm willing to bet it's gonna be 100 USD. Not willing to bet. Sorry, I'll retract that statement. But I would make a wager. Okay, that it's probably gonna be 100 USD. That'd be where my money's on. But yeah, if you do know the price and you know it's going to be a high amount, don't say a goddamn thing and just say, well, we're a little unsure at the moment, but as soon as we get info, we'll let you guys know. All right. Or number two, the first scenario, you are lying, but you kind of have to lie in order to sort of move on. All right. So you don't dig yourself into this hole that you're digging yourself into. And then number two, okay, and you don't know the price tag, and you're assuming it's just going to be up because of the tariffs and everything like that, then just say, oh, well, we don't know because of everything crazy going on in the world. Or frankly, just say we don't know and move on from there, Because if you continue with this tariff, like, the moment you be like, we don't know, well, the tariffs are getting bad, the assumption is that the price is going to get increased. Like, instantly, 99% of human beings with brain cells that can think, they're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, so he's increasing the price, But as he's digging, it just seems worse and worse.
Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than...
And that's my problem? I'm sorry, that's my problem as a consumer? Fuck you think this is? That's on you. The reason why it costs so much to develop the game is because of shit you did. Oh, and why hasn't your company been making more money recently? Could it be you just released one of the worst movies of fucking all time, arguably? In Borderlands? That movie, I went to that movie, I did not pay for it. Shout out to my homie who had a free ticket and brought me along with him. Oh my god. We were bleaching our eyeballs after the first, 5 seconds of that movie. It was terrible bell to bell. There was maybe like 1 or 2 good moments, and that like hour and a half, hour 45, whatever too long movie it was terrible. Nothing to do with the actors. It has to do with everything else. To be fair, some of the actors, in my opinion, I don't know why the fuck we're having Carol from Walking Dead play Tannis. Doesn't work at all, alright? Tannis isn't supposed to be 60-year-old. No offense to the actor, okay? You know, I'd still bang, okay? But, just saying. But, it is just like, if you're wondering why you guys are so, like, money hungry and like, oh man, tariffs and everything, we're gonna have to up the price. Jeez, I wonder why. Like, you produce dog shit. You produce dog shit, and now we're wondering why all your resources went into dog shit, and using more resources to make something else. That's not my problem as a consumer, okay? It's not my fault you made dog shit in your last product, okay? That's like if iPhone 15 flopped and iPhone 16 came out at like double the price. That's not my problem, you know? It's not my problem your fucking company is making shit products as of recent. Don't even get me started on the Borderlands games, you know? I know Tiny Tina's didn't do that well, alright? I know new Tales of the Borderlands was fucking horrendous, okay? These guys haven't had a W since, like, arguably 3, but even 3 had problems, but 3 was more of like a longevity problem than it was like a sales problem, I think, but still, it's just, the cope is crazy.
Than twice.
And more than twice than 3? I get why it would cost twice as much, but again, that's not like a consumer's problem. Like, that's not our problem. Your game is costing more to make. That is your problem. I don't know what the fuck you're spending that on. Anyways.
The truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set. I think that...
By the way, this game releases in September of recording of this video. It is currently May. It is currently May on my calendar. That's how... Is it May? Yeah, it's May. It's May the 23rd. We've got like 4 months, 3 months-ish, you know? 3 months and some change until this game comes out, and there's no pre-orders yet. No price confirmed yet. Yikes. Anyways.
Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have. Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to...
Whatever the price is? Whatever the price is? Are you fucking kidding me? We're entertainers? Yeah, I sure fucking hope you are. Like, you're a gaming company. Like, yeah? That's what your company is. At the end of the day, we're entertainers. That's like a clown being like, well, clown school does cost a lot. You know, whatever the price clown school is, you know, at the end of the day, I am an entertainer. No, brother, that's not how that works. Anyways.
Get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands.
Well, it's yet to release. Good old Randy the Pitchford pedophile. Okay. We have yet to seen or get our hands on a build of the game. We have seen it technically, but we haven't had our hands on the build yet, and because of that, we can't say it's so awesome. You know, all these weather effects, what if they get disabled? What if day one crossplay isn't day one crossplay? Just say, you know, it gets fucking canned because it doesn't work. We all know how Borderlands, well, you know, if you're probably a sane individual and you're not currently playing Borderlands 3, we all know that Borderlands 3 has had a rocky performance road, you know? Crashing because there's too many enemies, and what was that, like crossplay not working, multiplayer being jank. Like, there's still so many problems in 3, it's actually wild. Now, thank you to one of my commenters on the last couple of videos I did on the Borderlands situation, but from my understanding from this person who says they allegedly work with the Unreal Engine, Unreal Engine 5 allows you to have a lot of the problems negated that were in 3. Like, you can have multiple enemies without, like, it affecting performance all that much. And multiplayer can work from, like, different areas a lot better. But there's still going to be some problems, like the weather performance, crossplay. Like, there's a lot of shit that can go wrong in this game. You know? Let's not count our chickens yet, Randy, okay? Let's not call it an awesome game yet, okay? Awesome sauce, dude. It's fucking gnarly, dude.
It's 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident in that. And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we could spend it to make better.
Could add more money if Borderlands, the movie, was a fucking good movie that you sat down and oversaw the production of. Just saying.
Bigger games and better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is...
Ooh, hold on to that. Ooh, I did pre-watch, like, I've seen this, but I haven't, like, pre-watched this part for the video. Hold on to that. Hold on, what did he just say?
Everybody to have it. Better games. As artists, we want everybody to have it.
Ooh, Randy, you want everyone to have it, huh? That's interesting. Just hold on to that, fellow viewers, okay? Hold on to that. He wants everyone to have it, guys.
You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So
Oh, is that a fact? Interesting. So just real quick, Randy. Shout out to Mischief. I'm going to use his post because, you know, I like the kid. All right. He's been doing well on his content grind ever since that drama he was a part of with whoever that bald fuck was. I can't remember his name. But if you're a fellow slop enjoyer, the drama's fucking juicy when it comes to the Mischief stuff. You know, someone tried to get his channel copyrighted because of a 3-second clip. It was funny. Ackman covered it. Even if you don't like Ackman, it's some of the best slop I've ever enjoyed. Anyways, regardless, so you want everyone to enjoy this, Randy. You want to make it as easy as possible for everyone to enjoy, Randy. Is that a fact? Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Mere moments after the PAX situation, somebody was asking, they basically said, Randy, don't make the game $80. No Borderlands fan wants to pay that much. That's the gist of the tweet. And now, listen guys, I'm not good with Twitter, okay? I don't use this fucking, I don't use social media, I don't use this site, so I apologize for my quality here, but what do we got here, Randy? A, not my call, in reference to the price tag, and B, he could have, if he just said A, not my call, it would have been a Randy neutral, you know, not a W, not an L, would have been a neutral, okay? If it's not his call, it's not his call, right? Even if he is the head, I can understand if the higher ups above him, you know, shareholders and shit are telling him, yo, all right, don't speak about the price, okay? It has to be this much, all right? I can understand that. But B, if you're a real fan, oh, but I thought you wanted everyone, okay? But interesting. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for 80 schmeckles, all right, in 1991. When I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Number one, this just sounds false. Like, the amount of fucking descriptors he's got going here, you know, you were at Pismo Beach, 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday night. I found a way to make it happen all the way back in 1991. Okay, number one, no one is gonna fact check you on this. I don't know why you're trying to whip this whole fucking story up, alright? But number two, were you living in your fucking parents' basement or something? Like me? Hey, just saying. No hate to the Chads who do nowadays, but listen, man. What was rent like back then, Randy? What's the cost of living now in terms of percent increase, Randy? All right? What are we doing, Randy? Oh, you were making fucking minimum wage back in 1991. Yeah, buddy. The cost of living's gone up like 500% across the globe. Okay, maybe not actually 500%, but at least 300%, okay, across the globe. All right? Meanwhile, wages have kind of doubled depending on where you live, right? Maybe not for America. I know in Canada they've like doubled over the past like 20 to 30 years, but regardless, okay? The cost of living is crazy, okay? Entertainment has become a crazy price, and because you delusionally bought an $80 game that nobody's fucking heard of, alright? Probably stands to reason why nobody's heard of this game, okay? Because nobody probably bought it for $80, 80 schmeckles, okay? And back in the day, entertainment was like, that was like your, you know, you get your paycheck, you know, you paid your rent and everything, and you're like, what to do now, you know? I've got 80 schmeckles for the month. What to do with my paycheck, you know? And you would just go out and buy, you know, a nice meal, or you'd go out and buy, like, you couldn't buy a fucking TV, you couldn't buy shit like that, you know? That was premium shit. So you'd probably buy a game or a Lego set. The true chads, all right, they'd be buying Lego sets, but it is just like, back in the day, it's just different. Like, you can't compare the two. It's not even fucking close, okay? Number one. And number two, if you're a real fan, but Randy, I thought you wanted this for everyone. I thought you wanted to make it as easy as possible to access for everyone. So what's going on with this if you're a real fan, okay? And, uno, dos, tres, okay? Tres. If you're a real fan, okay? The problem I have with this statement is not because it's cringy for a fucking lead person at a company, all right, to say for their product, but the people who buy the majority of games are casual audiences that aren't necessarily like these super fans, right? They'll buy a game because it looks good, not because they're a fan of a franchise, right? Most people who bought Expedition 33, I guarantee, are fans of the Expedition 33 developers and everything they've cooked up. Some are, don't get me wrong, but some are buying it, or most are going to buy it because it's a good game. Baldur's Gate 3, I didn't even know what the fuck D&D was before I bought that game, you know? Shit like that. GTA 5, most people who played GTA 5, I would wager, didn't play the previous GTAs. And because GTA 5 is one of the most played games of all time, I think that's a pretty fucking valid point, alright? So when we're talking about Borderlands 4, yeah, there's going to be returning fans, but the problem is that the returning fans are buying it because it looks like a good game, not just because it's a Borderlands. Your competition here is Warframe, a game that's been out for, I think, over a decade at this point. It's got to be either over a decade or close to a decade. No, it's got to be over a decade, because I remember getting that shit in like 2014, 2015. And then Destiny, which is kind of cooking, but Marathon looks like it might be cooked. And if Marathon's cooked, Destiny development is probably going to get slightly pushed back a little bit. There's a lot of competition here, Randy, and you're trying to make this game a fucking live service. That's another thing, all right? A lot of people, when they think Borderlands, oh, it's a one and done. No. Randy's gonna make you pay for DLC. You bet your sweet bippy, you know? I know he memed the $10 mini-map or whatever, right? It's gonna be a $10 cosmetic pack, let's be real here, with an included mini-map, okay? But yeah, it's just like, this isn't comparable. These tweets are just like brain dead. Like, I don't understand how you can lead a company and be this like inept. You would never ever use, if you're a real fan, in anything. It's literally like, you have to be the guy who says like, what, you guys don't have phones? I don't remember that guy, but I don't remember his name. But I think it was for a Diablo fucking showcase. What, you guys don't have phones for Diablo Immortal? Look at how well that fucking feedback went. And Diablo Immortal, free-to-play game, not comparable to Borderlands 4. If someone wants to be like, actually, Diablo Immortal, sales-wise, is one of the best Diablo selling games of all time because of how many people spend money in mobile games. Alright? If you want to be that guy, sure. But it's a free-to-play game with heavy fucking microtransactions. No one's expecting that from Borderlands. This is gonna be a full-price game. Sorry, it's going to be even higher than a full-price game. And I even said it. I wager and you can mark my words, okay? I think the game's gonna be 100 USD. So probably, what is that, like 130, 140 Canadian? Because I live in Canada. God, the currency conversion's dog shit in this country. But yeah, it's gonna be an insane price for Canadians. And it's gonna come down to the point where it's just like, do I want to play? Do I want to pay? Do I want to get groceries, or do I want to buy Borderlands 4? And I think most relatively sane human beings are buying groceries. They don't give a fuck about Borderlands 4. And you know what? Borderlands 4 might be releasing in September. This year is insane for games. You don't need Borderlands 4, you know? And if there's one thing you can take away from this video, I just want you guys to know, do not feel pressured buying this game just because you played all the others, okay? There's so many good games this year. You have Killing Floor 3, looking like it might be a heater. Hey, just saying, alright? Hey, wait for that I told you so video once that game comes out and it's a fucking flawless launch, alright? Let me tell you, okay? But Killing Floor 3, Expedition 33, Monster Hunter Wilds if you haven't played that, Doom Dark Ages if you haven't played that. The Dune game comes out next month, or yeah, next month as of recording this video. That game could be interesting, made by Conan Exile developers. What else released this year? There's got to be other, Schedule 1 if you're into drugs, alright? I don't promote them, hey, I'm not saying use them, okay? But the games, that's another story. You know, there's tons of games this year, and games coming out, that are going to be, like, way more playable and way more affordable than this, you know? Killing Floor 3 is literally going to be half this price. It's going to be, let me just whip up Steam real quick, alright? And look up Killing Floor 3. Let's see what we're working with, boys. Now keep in mind, Canadian currency, okay lads? 51 schmeckles in Canadian. What is that, 40 USD? 51 schmeckles. And you're saying I gotta pay almost triple? Almost triple. I'm not saying triple for you, actually. You're saying I gotta pay almost triple to play Borderlands fucking 4. I don't know if I can justify that, you know? I don't know if I can justify that, but regardless, I might be out of Borderlands 4. The last video I made, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing it, you know, maybe do a review here and there. Now it's like, I don't even know if I want to play this fucking game. On top of that, another thing I'm gonna mention at the end of this video here is we're looking at, what's it called? Let me just change this display here for the boys as well, okay? No zoom, Giga Chats, alright, so you can see everything going on here. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, Borderlands TOS. Okay. And I haven't watched too many videos, but I did watch this Hellfire video. And then I think I watched this one too. Maybe not. Yeah, not that one. I did watch it, but it's different. Yeah, everyone's deleting it, okay? This video right here. Very great insight from a dude named Hellfire. Makes great Borderlands content. That's all I've seen from him, so I can't vouch for his other content. However, the TOS has been updated so that basically, whenever you log into the game and you have to accept TOS, there might be some workarounds. Maybe if your console Ethernet cable pulled out, offline mode type shit, there might be some things you can get around with. But the problem here, the main problem, is that when you play the game, all your data is being tracked. Your password for the account you're using, the email, your IP address, like everything's being tracked and logged, okay? That's even on Borderlands 1, okay? Borderlands 2, Pre-Sequel, all of them got this TOS update. I didn't know this before during the making of my last couple Borderlands videos. I didn't know this happened. So I've only recently been educated on this, you know? But on top of that, they're trying to stop mod support, and I believe you're getting banned if you use mods. It might be only online. I don't know if you can still use mods offline, but regardless, this is, like, not good, okay? Not good at all, you know? The TOS is less of a big deal situation for me, because fucking China has all my information anyways. But regardless, this is rough. Like, this is very, very rough for, going into Borderlands 4, you know? And this is what I mean. Randy somehow always finds a way to take 2 steps forward, 4 steps back whenever he makes a game. You know, Tina's had the same problem. No longevity, no promise. Well, there was promised content, but they really didn't deliver on that promised content. It was just terrible, terrible balancing. The end game was literally rinse and repeating RNG levels 100 times. Just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Borderlands 3, the whole game was a buggy mess. Balancing is always a problem, still is a problem. Yeah. Borderlands 2, the end game is a little unbalanced in terms of HP values and stuff like that. I think Deciduous has like fucking 4 billion or trillion health, some crazy number like that. Psycho alone has 60 million health. It's crazy. The number values in Borderlands 2 got insane. But yeah. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to let you guys know, if there's anything you can take away from this video, do not feel pressured to buy Borderlands 4. If you do have the $300 fucking dollars, the schmeckles that Randy Pitchford's gonna be asking for day one launch, you know, of course you gotta get that pre-order bonus, and then you gotta get the fucking enhanced edition. The enhanced edition might actually be like $300, which is crazy to think about. If they're increasing the base edition for the game, I don't see why they're not going to increase the enhanced versions of the game, you know? Before, it's like an extra $50, you'd get like an extra $50 of content. Now it's just like, for an extra $100, you might get $50 worth of content. That's how it's just going to be when it comes to Randy Pitchford. And he might single-handedly ruin this game with the way he's marketing, with the way he himself has been marketing the way everything's been going with this game, you know? Jesus. But that's all I wanted to really talk about today, all I wanted to mention. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you have a good day.